Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section. She call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I lacked game, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, and somebody hurt. Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. Shay's too. She back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's too. Press replay. Now you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's too. Press replay. Now you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Welcome to Shay's Tube, Late Night Owls Talk Time. And I'm so happy that you guys are back again. You know what I'm saying? You guys are back again. Welcome to everybody in the bushes. Welcome to everybody who's watching us in the replay. Over here in the chat, we got Jermaine in the place to be. Tony Vance in the place to be. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It is June the 24th, 2025. It is still Tuesday out here on the West Coast. And I guess it's Wednesday out there on the East Coast. So happy Wednesday to you guys, all right? And out in UK and areas like that. Happy Wednesday to all of you guys, all right? Y'all, let me go ahead and do the copyright disclaimer. Hold on. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area of this video. Part of it is scrolling across that screen, and it will be in my comment area as soon as possible. All right. All right. So y'all, if y'all enjoy this content, make sure you thumbs it up. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notifications so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment as well. Hold on. Jay, can she come out for a little bit? Oh, man, she whining by the door. You can't keep your door open and hear her? Huh? You can't keep your door open so you can hear her? She's sad. She's sad and blue. She don't know what to do. Same old sad. If you start this, hold on, y'all. If you start this in that, your stage is going back in zero, all right? The stage is in the face of me. Now, all right? I'm listening, I'm watching, I'm listening too. I'm listening very carefully. Sorry about that, y'all. My cat, this is the new cat right here, Sable. She be hissing and stuff. So I have to go in there and let her know what's up. All right, I got to let her know what's up, y'all. But anyway, again, welcome to the live, y'all. All right, and I already told y'all a thumbs up and all that. If you want to show additional support to this channel, you can do a super sticker, super chat, or a what is the other, Cash App, a $ shades too, or you can copy yourself a membership for $4.99. All right, so let you guys know that, and thank you in advance if you decide to do that. All right, so tonight, guys, we're gonna do Diddy's trial, obviously, a recap of that. Y'all, did y'all know that he asked, his defense attorneys asked for another mistrial after the defense rests their case? Okay, so he's asking for another one. Also, y'all, Karmelo Anthony has been charged, so we're going to talk about that as well. That is to be expected. I don't know why everybody acts like this is something new. We knew that he was going to get charged, probably with the first degree murder. We knew this already, but we are still going to talk about that, okay? And clearly his attorney and him and his family knew that as well, because his attorney already came out and said that they will be fighting as to be expected, and they still believe that it was self-defense, point blank, and they will be fighting for that, and they hope that the jury will agree with them, okay? So we will see how that goes whenever the court case comes up, but we will talk about that after we are done talking about Diddy. All right. So let me go ahead and put my background music on. Let me go check on that cat one more time, y'all. Hold on for a minute, because I got to watch her. She be doing the most. If only y'all knew. If you looked at my YouTube shorts, you'll see her. Hold on. Let me go check her real quick. Hold on for a second, because I'm about to get her. And all the other doors are closed. She may be here sneaking around. Is she downstairs? I knew she was. I knew it. Okay, so she's downstairs. Good shit. Y'all, I keep on calling this cat Sadie. Her name is Sabo, not Sadie. Okay? God, I keep on calling her everything but the right thing. Okay, let me turn this down real quick, because all these people started to leave me messages and shit. As soon as I get on this live, it's always the same. Okay? So y'all make sure y'all check out my Country Wayne reaction video that I just did, the live, if you are a Country Wayne fan, okay? So let's go ahead and jump right into this live, okay? And let's jump right into Diddy's, a recap of Diddy's trial today, okay? Let me go ahead and change this banner real quick. Oh, let's see, Diddy. I hope y'all had a good day today, too. I definitely did. I went to work a little bit earlier. That's why I'm here early tonight. I had to go to the chiropractor first, and then I decided to go ahead and go to work. Okay, and so I got home early. I got home like at 7 o'clock. That's a plus, because I never get home this early. And it feels good to be at home early. It was still daylight when I got home. I get tired of working. I work every single day. I did like 50 some hours last week, okay? And the week before that I did 40, probably 48 or something like that. A lot of hours. But anyway, let's go ahead and start off with this Diddy stuff. Let me put this up here real quick. Let's show that. I thought I had it up there already, but I guess I didn't. Okay, so Diddy, I got a lot of stuff to discuss with you guys regarding Diddy. Let me go up here and look and see. So first thing first. So they claim that Diddy complained to an escort agency about the escort poor performance. That's crazy. All right. That is weird. Okay. But I guess he might have. Let's see if he did this. So, hold on. We already know what he's facing. Let's go straight to the daggone story. So they said text messages show that Diddy complained to an escort agency that an escort could not perform. But the agency was confused because they say they only offer time in companionship, not sex, which could hurt his claim that he was paying for legal services. He's so stupid. Why would you put that in a daggone text message? That's crazy. He said could not perform them. I hope he didn't go into strict details because could not perform could mean that, you said time in companionship, meaning what does companionship means? So maybe he's talking about they could not perform, the escort could not perform his companionship duties correctly. Okay. I mean, that's what I hope that he meant. And I hope he said that. All right. Let's see here. So he denied the agency's request for an extra $600 after allegedly hiring a male escort named Cody. And then he put LOL. He couldn't even perform. Okay. So he communicated with Bridget, a representative of the male escort business, Cowboys for Angels. So in response, Bridget reminded Diddy that the cost is the same regardless of the escort's activities and stated that the money covers time and companionship rather than performance. But he could mean anything when you say performance. He could have been talking about he didn't dance correctly, or since he's his companion, he didn't talk as much, or he didn't watch the movie like he wanted him to watch it with him. Goodness. She said you pay for his time, whether you are dancing or skydiving. And then Bridget apologized. And then she said, I'm not trying to be smart with you. And then in response to Sean's apparent attempt to defuse the situation by saying, talk nice to me. These people are weird, okay? And then Sean Combs thought she wanted to know how he felt about the service. So that's why he told her. Then Bridget went on to say, I apologize if my tone came across as anything but respectful. Not trying to be smart with you. Then Combs said, it's all love, all good. So Combs, who claimed to be a regular client, objected to the price hike later during the conversation. Combs wrote to Bridget on September the 26th, 2023. Stop raising my rate. I am a long timer. Then Bridget explained that the individual escorts set their own prices, and Cody defended his higher fee by saying the best guys have high rates. Then Bridget restated that she was contractually obligated to the rates on the website. And then the discussion ended with Combs agreeing and asking Cody to meet him at 1 a.m. at the Trump International Hotel in Tower, New York. Sean. But again, he did not say XCX. He just said the performance. That could mean anything. And I hope that his defense attorney said that. That could mean anything. That could be a performance to when you guys are watching TV. He did not, he wasn't really watching it. He was looking like he was bored. He didn't talk like he should because he's, the companion. Whatever companions do, Anyway, Diddy's American Express card was purportedly used to cover escort expenses. So prosecutors provided travel logs for another escort named Cabral, who was often produced during the time of the trial, further linking Combs to the escort. According to the records, Diddy's American Express card was used to pay for Capral's September 2023 flights from Atlanta to Newark alongside his hotel stay at the Trump International Hotel. Prosecutor used these money records to support the allegations that Diddy planned and funded ex-worker as part of a larger criminal organization, even though they were less specific than other pieces of evidence presented during the trial. Okay, let's look at this real quick. He's stupid, I'm telling you, because he should have did that a different way. But see, he messed up. He should have never wrote certain things down. Or, I mean, it's a lot of things, a lot of places he made mistakes at. Because if they didn't have all this other evidence, he could have easily said that, because the escort business is not saying that they do anything other than provide companionship and escorting services, okay, whatever that means. So I think he should have played that way all the time. You know, he should have never mentioned nothing about SEX. I just don't think he should have been doing all that. You know what I'm saying? On a Texas or anything. He should only use people that he can really trust that would not say a damn word. You said this case is so weak. It definitely is, because I'm just trying to figure out. They do have the thing where he gave them money, but damn, I'm trying to think that did he say anything about he was paying them for X performances? I can't remember. I thought I did read something like that. I'm not sure, because if he did not say that in those text messages, I don't know. I think he just messed up with the, paying them and using his regular credit cards and stuff, and the company's credit and things like that. That's weird. Okay. I think he should have did this totally different, if he was going to be doing this type of stuff. But, honestly, it's a lot of people who use escort services, and we just do not believe that all escort services, they only provide, companionship in escorting. You hear all the time when people say they're going to get an escort, and they be talking about more than just companionship. And then explain companionship. What do you mean when you say companionship? Are you saying to someone to sit down with you, or what? So this is a hot ass mess, this whole entire trial. Let me see what some of these people are saying. Somebody said, how long is this trial going to drag out? This is just stupid stuff now. Somebody said, employee, that is rich. Complain to human resources, your employee sucks, amazing. That's because that service should be investigated, honestly, because it seems like, they be doing more than escorting and companionship. They should be investigated too. And of course, the employee on the phone is going to say, we only offer certain things. But the thing is, he didn't say the SEX or he said performance. That could mean, that his escorting services wasn't up to the performance. So why does she automatically go to the SEX unless she knows that they do other things? Somebody said the district attorney had a chance to shake my effing head. Somebody, for the love of God, that makes every person in the city who has ever hired an escort ex-trafficker. And I'm saying the same thing. A lot of men be doing that. They go get these, and women too, get these escorts. And good and daggone well, they are not just offering them companionship. Listen, along they advertise in the regular newspapers and stuff like that. These escort services, all on Facebook and everywhere. All right, they do. I could tell y'all a tripped out story, but I'm not. It's a trip though. But yeah, they be when they hire, they be lying. You know, getting down well. They're not talking about just. I'm not saying every single one of them, but a lot of them. You know, good and well, they be talking about other stuff, just like the lingerie model and all this other stuff. Somebody said this is very bizarre, and it definitely is. It's weird. It's really a waste of taxpayers' money and everything else. Honestly, I mean, I really think he needs to be in the state court anyway, because I don't really see no RICO for real. I really think he needs to be. He should have state charges like the domestic violence, assault, maybe battery, everything there, the threat, coercion, all that stuff. I think that should have been state stuff. The domestic violence, because we see evidence that he beat the shit out of Cassie. All right, we saw that evidence. That's crazy, man. I cannot get over some of the stuff they're coming back with. Let's see what they're talking about right here. Let's see what else we got here. And then that's nothing too. These witnesses that the prosecution had, the only thing that I saw them talking about majority of the time is domestic violence. Kid Cudi talked about the car thing and all that, but still they don't have no real proof that Diddy actually set the car on fire or had somebody do it. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, that's sad. And that Lake Tahoe accident where that boat capsized the other day, there was the DoorDash executive was there on that boat. And I don't know who else. I'm going to let y'all know about that though when we do some breaking news. That's crazy. You never know. You never know. Got all the money in the world. That money can't save you in situations like that, huh? But anyway, this Diddy stuff is crazy as heck, man. Poor performance. I cannot even believe he called to even say that. But that can be anything. I'm just trying to remember if he said anything about he was paying for X in his text messages and stuff. So y'all know that in the trial itself today, the defense team didn't call any witnesses, and they rested their case in under 30 minutes. I wonder why they did not call any witness or anything. That's kind of weird too. You said, "Hey, Bunny, how you doing?" You said, "Let's be real. If Cassie weren't a she brute, she couldn't date this man for a decade. They both cave people." Y'all, Okay, let's see. You said the defense must think their reasonable doubt is ironclad since they call no witness. Got to, because that's what I'm thinking. Because they didn't call any witness whatsoever. Now, Diddy told the judge thank you today to you guys. All right. He said, and then after the defense rests the case, they filed for a mistrial. Right. So this is what he said. So after, hold on, let's see. So he remained silent, throughout most of the trial. I mean, he did nod his head and things like that. And the judge told him not to do that. But today, he stood to answer some questions from Judge Submaranian regarding his right to testify in his own trial. He said, "I'm doing great." He said, "I'm doing great, Your Honor." Okay. And then he said, "I've been wanting to tell you, thank you. You are doing an excellent job." Sean Combs is a trip. He said, again, "I'm doing great, Your Honor. I've been wanting to tell you, thank you. You are doing an excellent job." God, Sean Combs. And then Submaranian asked Combs whether he had discussed taking the witness stand with his lawyers and whether he had come to a decision on his own. Combs confirmed he opted not to testify. He said, "That is my decision, Your Honor. That is solely my decision. I mean, it's my decision with my lawyers." So anyway, the discussion came after Combs' defense attorney, Alexandra Shapiro, moved for an acquittal on all 5 charges Combs faces: 2 counts of ex-trafficking, 2 counts of transportation for the P word, and 1 count of racketeering conspiracy. Shapiro argued that the government, which rested its case against Combs earlier in the afternoon, failed to meet the burden of proof. Prosecutors have accused Combs of running a criminal enterprise that facilitated and concealed abuse for decades. He has pleaded not guilty to all the charges. And I said the same thing. I said the other day that I don't see some of these things being proven. I said that the only thing that I said that may be proven, if they have clear evidence, is the part where they claim that, well, Cassie's mom and her claim that Sean had her ask her for some money and she had to go take a second mortgage out on her home or something like that. And then a couple of days later, after she got it, and she gave it to Sean Combs, he gave the money back to her. That's the only thing that if they have proof that I can see, but all this other stuff, I just don't see it, because I just really don't, because it looks like that from these text messages that were read, okay, it looks like to me that these people seem like they was willingly engaging in this stuff with him. Now, granted, like with Cassie, I did see in a text message where she said that when she says no, she means no. It means no. I saw all of that. But I still think that's a state matter. You know what I'm saying? And he should be brought up on state charges for domestic violence and whatever else concerning Cassie, because they do have physical proof there. And if anybody else has proof, real proof, then he can also be brought up there regarding that as well. I mean, even though he won't be still home free if he's brought up on state charges, because I just told y'all yesterday last night, how many years you can get, for domestic violence. And they go into different categories, So even if he does get a mistrial or acquittal or whatever the case is, he may still get some state charges brought up against him. It just all depends. I don't know, because I'm not a lawyer. I'm just saying. Let's see here. So he said that they failed to meet the burden of proof. And I say the same thing. I was telling y'all that yesterday. I just didn't know what to call it. Yeah, I think they did too, because I don't see, no real proof. I just don't. I know everybody wants Sean Combs to go to jail and stuff, to prison, but you still got to have that proof. Let's see what they're talking about. All these little witnesses and stuff. Then they talking all this stuff, but then you go back and read their text messages. They're praising this dude. They're hooking up with male escorts when this dude wasn't even around. All right, so that means that they probably like doing it. And then, like I think the other chick, Jane, said she liked doing it. I can't remember. I think that's what she said. And then Cassie said stuff like that too. So I mean, come on now. Okay, it's just weird. You said the defense must think their reasonable doubt is ironclad since they called no witnesses. Let's be real. If Cassie were a she-brute, she couldn't date this man for a decade. They both cave people. The state won't even mess with him while he's in that Fed. That's what I'm saying. Once that Fed case is over, that's why I said, and thank you for joining in. That's why I said if they acquittal or mistrial, I said after that is over, then the state can go in and do charges if they can. Because I forgot, we read about all that, but I forgot what it said, about the domestic charges, the domestic violence, how long you can wait to do that. But I think they can still do that if I'm not mistaken, and he can still get up a lot of years just for beating the hell out of Cassie. And there's iron proof right there for that. You know what I'm saying? It's right there on the video. So if they were smart, if he does get off of this part, not saying that I hope he go to jail, but I'm just saying, they should be pushing for state charges, and he could go to court for that next. And then he probably won't get a mistrial for that because that video is all they really need. You know what I'm saying? It shows everything. He can go just for that. Let's keep it real. Because he beat the shit out that girl. He was kicking that girl. He drugged that girl. And she didn't even fight back. She just laid on the ground and, the fetal position or whatever the case is. He was doing the most. He slammed her down on the ground, all of that. So that's a lot of charges right there. I don't know if he's gonna get 30 years. He may get that's why I said if he gets an acquittal or a mistrial, or if one of those jurors say not guilty, he won't be guilty. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we don't know yet because we don't know how each jury is, what they're thinking inside. How many men up there ever used an escort service or picked up a P girl? Okay, so I mean, they can probably put themselves in that situation where they did pick up women, they did fly a woman out or brought her to the hotel or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're still transporting someone. You know what I'm saying? That could be that's basically the same thing then. I mean, all men who do that should be brought up on that if possible. They should be cracking down on that, in other words. Because I know they can't, go after every man that did it, but I'm just saying, whenever they see a man soliciting a woman or whatever the case is, that's what they should do. Because, I mean, so many men use escort services, go to brothel houses, all types of weird stuff, fly women out, especially some of these rich men. They fly these women out to have XCX celebs do it all the time. They be picking up women off of damn Instagram and YouTube and things like that and fly them out just for SCX. Is that X trafficking too? Okay, that's all I'm saying. So a lot of those men in the jury, they probably can relate to that part of it because they have probably, bought X before. So I don't know. It's definitely illegal, but it's not. I don't think that's a RICO though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I just don't, because I don't know. X trafficking, that's a big word to use for that. It really truly is. Y'all have fun? Okay. Yeah, that's a big word. And then you got the what was the other? Let me see his charges again. Let me look at those. So he got 2 counts of X trafficking. Okay, but 2 people he did that with, I guess. 2 counts of transportation for the P word. Okay. And 1 count of racketeering conspiracy. So the defense says the burden of proof is not met. All right. I don't think it is either. I just really don't. I said that last night. The only thing that I saw is the part where he possibly could have said that to Cassie's mom, because I think they did have the receipts from the money she got when she put the second mortgage on her home. But the thing is that it does not say what she did with that money. You see what I'm saying? You still got to have some type of proof. She could have did that mortgage because she just wanted to the second mortgage on her house. She needed to pay some bills. We don't know. We don't know for sure if that's the reason why she did it. But then where you can say it may be because Sean she sent that money to him. If they have proof of that, then there you go. And then he sent that money back to her. Okay. So I don't know how his defense team did with that. Okay. I just don't. Because that would be, I think they would have proof of that part right there. I'm not sure. They definitely will one day. But I can tell you, some of these men in my chat right now, I just know some of y'all, let me stop, have bought, let me stop, some peas out there at one time or another in your life. Okay? Then y'all should be up on X trafficking too. No, I'm joking. And the forced labor thing too. I don't see the forced labor. How did he force anybody to work for him? Now I see where he could have you know, used his power to coerce people into doing certain things, or else he was going to, mess up their career or fire them and things like that. And, I don't know, hopefully they have proof of that, not just going off of what the people were saying. I don't know if they had actual physical proof of that. They're just hearsay. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if the burden of proof was actually met. I don't know for sure. And the defense team said it was not met. And you're talking about lawyers that's been to law school for the longest time. So I think they pretty much know what they're talking about. See, we're not lawyers, so we don't know. But they know because they are lawyers. That's what they went to school for. I went to school for law for 2 years. That's it. I never got into the law program because I was doing everything to get into it, and then I changed my mind and changed my major and stuff. But yeah, those lawyers know what they're doing. And if they say they failed to meet the burden of proof, and I said the same thing too, I just forgot the words to use, the term. I believe them. I just don't see it. I really don't. I mean, I think this should be a state case, not the feds. I think I'm beginning to go back to what Jermaine said about a certain company. I'm beginning to look at that now because this is weird. You know what I'm saying? This is very strange. And it's also strange how Judge Submarinian would not grant anything. Okay. Then you start thinking about all these conspiracies and, all this other stuff. But you never know. Some of that stuff may be true because it's kind of weird. The whole case is. Yeah, they did work over 100 hours per week, but I don't think he forced them with a GUN or anything like that. He just told them he would fire them. He said that, but I mean, it's a regular job. If you tell your boss you're not going to do stuff, he may tell you he's going to suspend you, or they do all types of shit. If they call you to come in for an extra day and you say no more than one time, they start cutting your hours and doing all types of weird shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you can actually use that. Yeah, working with no sleep. I mean, damn, some people work regular jobs and don't get any sleep. I still don't think that's really force, because they could have easily just said, no, I don't want to do it anymore and just leave. So I don't know if that's force, if you could really say that's real force, because they could have left. He didn't hold anybody against their will and make them stay there to work for them. Those people wanted to work there, okay? They was getting all that money and stuff. And, now when Cassie came out and started, revealing everything, everybody else got the courage to come out and they want to, get their piece of the pie and every damn thing else. Because why come none of these people said nothing before? Okay, why is it that everybody came out soon as Cassie came out? I mean, damn, they could have said something way before Cassie said anything. So you mean to tell me these people were walking around all these years and did not say anything? And some of these people were still friends with Sean Combs. This is crazy. If somebody is doing crazy stuff to you, why the hell would you still be associating with them? The women too. If this man is doing all of these things to you, why are you texting him, telling him that you enjoyed last night? You have done, you have made my life better and all this other BS. Why even say all this weird shit? And don't tell me that he was forcing them to say that, because he was not forcing them. That's what they say. You don't know if that's true or not. If they was really being forced to say all of these things. And even if they were, damn, they went overboard. And what about when they weren't with him, when they broke up with him? Okay, they were still writing him love letters saying he did a good job, all types of weird shit. I can't even remember the damn text messages. There was so much stuff, So I don't know about all that forcing stuff. Like I said, I know he beat the shit out of Cassie. I really know that because we see it right there on video. And I know sometimes she did not want to engage in those freak offs because it's right there in the messages. And he replied back. Jane Doe, I think she had one in there. I can't remember every message that she did. But they were talking together, like they both was willing participants, Sean and her. Read the text messages. And then you can tell that Jane was jealous at times. All right, you can tell all of that. Just like with Cassie stuff. Okay, you can tell. This sounds like a toxic relationship and a lot of freaky ass people, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I do believe Sean was doing certain things. I really truly do. But I think it's more of a state issue. That's why I said that if he's acquitted or he gets a mistrial, I really believe that the state should press charges. I really do. And he will probably get some time from that because we know that he beat the shit out of Cassie. We know that for sure. And I do not like it when men hit women. I'm going to just tell y'all straight up. So, yeah, I think if they can, they should definitely do that. You know, I don't know if they will, you know, but I'm just saying that's what they should do. And even though if he don't get a RICO or anything like that, he will still end up being incarcerated regardless, I mean. But he can get a mistrial or he can get not guilty. It only takes one person, one juror to say, I don't think he is guilty. Every single juror has to say that he's guilty. If one is indecisive of anything, it's going to mess everything up. Yeah, it was a toxic relationships with all these women. And then even the other girl, what's her name? Bam or whatever. Y'all, it sounds like he was having entanglements with all these different women. I'm going to be perfectly honest. And some of these women thought it was more than what it was. And I just feel like he was just using people. I really do. You know, and just a straight up freakazoid. I really believe that. I believe some of these women thought they was going to get more from him. You know, Cassie, I believe, wanted to get married, wanted to have a child. Sean did not want to do all that. He just wanted her to engage in a freak offs because she even said that she felt like he was treating her more like, you know, a whore, okay, versus a girlfriend. Only thing he was calling her for the majority of the time is the freak offs. She said that in a text message, if I'm not mistaken. You know, she wanted more. Cassie wanted more. And Sean just was into all those freak offs, you know. And then I was reading something where it says that Kim's name was on there on one of the on one of the lists at the hotel. So did he have Kim Porter doing any of these freak offs too? So I just think the dude got a serious mental problem, you know, and the X problem. And he really needs help with that because that's weird. He did some weird shit with all them damn baby oil bottles and stuff. You know, the IV drips and shit. All that's just weird, man. Some weird shit. Oh, wow, that's sad. You say your man got 45 years for similar crap. He passed on in prison. You're a survivor, 63 years old now and single. Wow, that's sad. I'm sorry to hear that. So he got 45 years for what? Beating you? Right. I seen him about to get into an altercation with a man, you know, and stuff. I think he'll fight a dude too. You know, that old saying that men who beat women don't fight men, that's a daggone lie. You know, my first boyfriend, he not only got into it and fought me, he also fought men back, okay? But I wasn't like Cassie. I fought people back. I don't play all that shit, man. Okay, let me tell y'all something about Sean. He's going to meet the right one day, right? He's going to meet the right woman one day. And he's going to hit her. And she's going to do to him what, you know, some wish that Cassie would have done. And then he's going to get what he need to get. Because some women don't take that shit. You know what I'm saying? Some women do not take a man hitting them, period, like myself. All right, so eventually, if he keeps that up, he'll get exactly what he needs to get, point blank. Hopefully, if he gets off, hopefully he'll get himself together. But I still think if he gets off, that the state is going to, you know, press charges. I just don't believe they're not. They may not, though. They might not. It just depends. Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Goodness. If he go to prison, he definitely may, but he may like it because Diddy is allegedly, you know, into all types of weird stuff. So he'll like it if he goes to prison. I don't know, but I guess, what's the day? Today is Tuesday. They may have an answer. I don't know if they're gonna have an answer by Friday because I think the jury is going to go into deliberation on Friday, and it usually takes a while to do that. So you may have that plea. I mean, you may have the verdict on Friday or either on Monday. I don't know, or Tuesday and stuff, but I don't know. You definitely probably will. Oh my gosh. Jermaine, you're not saying a word, hun. You're not saying anything, Jermaine. And let's see who else is in here. Tony is working. Tony Bands, Ian Bunyan, you're not saying nothing either. You said Diddy is not going. Yeah, you said maybe next week, right? Like I said, I don't know if he's going or not. I think that they're going to either one of the jury people will be indecisive, or either I don't think Judge Submaranian is going to do that mistrial. But you know what? If by law he has to, he really won't have a choice. All right. It depends on what the defense attorneys are saying. All right. They said that the burden of proof was not proven. So we will see. You said just watch okay. Shit, they need to because they sure do fly a lot of women in, honey. And that's on everything. All right. I had a rapper trying to hit my daughter up and trying to fly her out to where I'm not going to tell y'all what rapper it is. Well, actually, I will. It's what's that dude's name? The one be singing that damn song with Rihanna and sounding a hot ass mess. So like LOVE, Future. Yeah, he was trying to link up with my daughter and fly her out and stuff. So I mean, I'm not saying he was trying to fly out for nothing like that. But I'm just saying, So, they do that all the time. They meet women on Instagram, social media. They like you. They fly you out for whatever reason. All right. You said if it's a mistrial, they would start all over again. That's if they have a solid case. Because why would you start something all over again if the first time you didn't get it? You didn't have enough proof. So they still wouldn't have enough proof. So that's a done deal. What they need to do if it's a mistrial is go for state charges because you have proof there. You have that video. That video by itself. That video by itself can get him. Let me see again. Domestic violence. Hold on. Let me check this out to see. In the state of New York, how much time can you get for beating your girlfriend and kicking her and hitting her? See what they can say. It's domestic violence laws, like I just said. It depends on how severe it is and if any injuries are sustained. She had injuries and it was very severe, okay? They're going to put that underneath assault. So they got misdemeanor assault, okay? That's not that much time, but then they have that felony assault, second or first degree. So that's if the injuries are more severe. He didn't use a weapon, but he did throw that what's the name at her, and she did have a black eye, right? He may just get the third degree assault because her injuries, they did not look like they were severe. They definitely wasn't life-threatening. So then he would just get maybe up to a year in jail or either probation in counseling. But I don't know because it just depends. They got a lot of different ones here. They got Class D felony, Class C, Class B. I don't know. And the Class B is up to 25 years. I doubt he will get that, period. And he probably won't get the first degree that either because he didn't strangle her. But no. They did say one time, and they got proof. I mean, not proof, just hearsay. If they have proof that he, somebody said, I don't know if it was Cassie or the other girl who said that he hemmed her up by the neck or something. I think that was in this case, right? Because I'll be getting this stuff mixed up. So if they got proof of that, then I mean that could be a little different. So it's a lot of stuff. And I don't know what the statute of limitations are on domestic violence. Let me see. What is the statute of limitation on domestic violence in the state of New York? It's only 2 years, so I don't even know if they can even go back in and file charges on him for that, but that was a long time ago. It's up to 2 years, okay? Period. Let's see what else they go into. Yeah. But the great thing that she claims he did, I don't know if she asked if she has physical proof of that, Cassie, though. Because remember she said that when they had a breakup meeting or whatever, and he walked her home or some shit, I can't remember, and he forced himself on her. If she has proof of that, so she didn't go to the police or nothing after that, so it wouldn't be no proof. Because if she had proof of that, then you're talking about something different. Okay, so these women, they didn't do the right things. They was too scared and things like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if she would have went and reported that and went to the doctor, you know, to have a what's the name kit done on her, that would be the proof right there and stuff. But I don't think she didn't do all that. That's the problem. These people did not tell when things happen. They want to tell years later. Why wait that long? I can understand you need to wait, you know, for maybe a year, maybe, or 2 years, but damn, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, that's crazy. Come on now. What makes him any less dangerous now than he was then? He's still dangerous. He's even more dangerous now because he has more money. Okay, that's crazy. That's why I don't believe all this stuff all the way. I believe some of it, but not all of it. I just don't. Okay, let's see what y'all said here. You said Trump will save the day. Diddy knows too much. I definitely believe that. You said Trump won't pardon him. You said you will see 2 years. Okay, yeah, 2 years. A pardon from Devil Trump. Not worth it because it's a soul swap. Right. He would have time served, maybe 1 year. Yeah. She should learn how to, she should have, I'm not even going to say. J-Lo did a movie. She learned how to fight her husband abuser. Yeah. I don't like talking about domestic violence because my butt is different than some women. So, you know, I believe in defending myself. I'm not gonna lie. All right. To the utmost. Okay. But some women just don't. So you can't really tell people what to do in those situations, you know, because some women be really scared, you know, some women just be terrified, you know, but I firmly believe in, you know, self-defense. Okay. I firmly believe in that. And then obviously, if I'm in a relationship with somebody that's like that, you know, just to get out of that relationship. Like my first boyfriend, he ended up being abusive like that, but he got himself effed up messing with me too. And I was young as ever, and I fought him back. Okay, but the thing is, you don't really want to have to be going through all of that type of stuff, especially a woman fighting a man back and stuff. You know, you gotta get weapons and things, things like that. You know, you just don't want to have to go through that. And I'm telling you firsthand, you just you shouldn't want to. Because, you know, it makes you rougher, you know, and every day on thing. You'd be like, damn, you know. So I wouldn't be, you know, suggesting people stay in a relationship like that. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I would not be suggesting women or men stay in a relationship that's full of domestic violence situations, all right? Because eventually somebody's going to get, you know, hurt severely or unalive, you know, point blank. And like I said, if Sean Combs does get, you know, out of all of this, and when he goes back to his regular life, hopefully he just stop doing that stuff, go get counseling and stuff like that, because he's going to meet the wrong woman one day, and she's going to be similar to me, and he's going to find himself somewhere he does not want to be, because some people don't give a damn who you are. Like myself, if you put your hands on me, I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Okay, like you don't be care. I don't care for real. And just like you can get crazy, I certainly can. All right. And so therefore I just rather not be talking to men that like to fight women, because I'm not trying to get unalive somebody or go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not gonna let them unalive me. So more than likely, I'm probably gonna have to spend a day or week in jail until they can prove that I did self-defense, because I'm not gonna let them. That's out. So one day, if he does not stop, one day he will meet someone that's similar or even worse than me, and they're not gonna play that shit. You know what I'm saying? You said you are only 100 pounds. Let me tell you something. Years ago, okay, I was only 110 pounds, and I fought him back. And my ex was in the Marines, and he was 7 years older than myself, and he wasn't a little dude. He wasn't fat or nothing either, but he wasn't little. So you just can't be scared, to defend yourself. That's what I always say. You just can't be. You said we all quit good jobs for way less than what they allegedly unwanted, right? Shit. The thing is, for me, I don't recall seeing him physically restraining or hearing about him physically restraining anybody to make them stay there, or using a GUN or anything else. I think I did somebody, but I don't know. That was with those girls. I don't know if they're telling the truth. So we can't use them because they were not there as witnesses. They didn't even bring them up. We cannot even use. Listen, what the public needs to stop doing is bringing up shit that we hear these people in these videos talking about, because none of these people came into the courtroom. Okay, they weren't on the witness stand or anything else. So we don't know if that's true or not. Those are allegations. We don't know if those allegations are real. And some of them sound like they could be, but we don't know for sure. See, that's why people get those defamation of character lawsuits, because they'll say stuff that's not true. You know what I'm saying? You don't know because they didn't show us proof. None of these people showed us proof of anything. No proof. Okay? Yeah, enough. I had to watch that twice because that was a good ass movie. Cassie was a dog too. So when Alpha come out, the pack, they don't want to miss the attention. Drama, noise. I agree. Diddy gonna meet her in prison and give him a dose of his own medicine. That's true. If he goes to prison, even if he don't go to prison, he's gonna meet a woman that will show him what's up eventually. Yeah, I sure am. That's right. All them damn people are crazy. Okay, point blank. Can you imagine though? For real. I don't give a damn how much money you're offering. I cannot imagine having X all them damn hours. Okay, first of all, what? Okay, look, if you go into the all-white party, let's keep it real. When we used to see Sean Combs on TV at the all-white party, a lot of us was like, "Oh, I wish I could go to the all-white party." Okay, so if I went to the all-white party, once Sean got up on that daggone balcony and said that we get ready to start the real party right now. So if you're not into everything we do at the real party, you better get ready to leave right now. And then I'm asking what y'all do at the real party. He say something really wild. Good and damn well, I know I would not be staying. All right, point blank. But I know a lot of these people get, especially people who are not famous, and even some famous people, they get so infatuated with this dude because he is a damn star, and he probably make promises they can get them this, that, and they go ahead and link up with this guy. All right, and they go to these freak offs thinking that it's just gonna be a regular freak off. You're gonna just have a little, twosome, threesome, whatever, foursome, fivesome, and then it's gonna be over. Then they get there, they may like it at first, then after they keep on, then they get tired, then that's when everything go downhill. I'm just trying to say from the get-go, I'm trying to figure out, why would anybody want to even go to this type of shit? Especially after he's telling you that they get really wild. Go look at that video that he did. And he was up on the balcony. He was telling people the real party starts after this. And we get wild. The way he was laughing and shit, I don't want to go to that party because I can tell what they are getting ready to do. It's just like, when I first moved here to Cali in 2013, we met up with this actress girl, and she knew Orlando Brown. We went to pick him up. I picked him up. We all hung out together. Orlando went in the bathroom, came out. He was fucked up. He was already drunk or something at first, but he was really messed up when he came out that bathroom and stuff. So anyway, we all hung out and stuff. But later on, they threw a party. Aaron Hall, all of them came to that party at the hotel. You think I went? Oh, hell no. I sure didn't. They invited my daughter to go, and she declined because we already knew they probably going to be doing some wild shit. And you know, I don't do drugs. I don't drink or anything, and I'm certainly not getting ready to do anything, you know what, with no one. So I didn't know, and my daughter didn't go either. So the thing, what I'm saying is that when you know or you get an idea that these people are going to be doing some wild shit, why even go? Why even go? Sean had rumors for the longest. Okay, just like when women date him, he has had rumors for the longest, especially about beating Cassie. But you know, when she had those sunglasses on, everybody was saying that he gave her a black eye. Allegedly, come to find out that was true. When her hair was cut, they said that he made her cut her hair. All types of stuff, allegations, and then to come to find out, she said she mentions some of this stuff in her lawsuit and stuff. So I mean, women hear this and see this, and they still go after this man. And I'm trying to figure out why. Shit. Right. You said misery, love, company. Oh, gee, see my icon, make no Diddy thongs. Left like ain't so way. I know that's right. I see it. Let me see. Yeah, no Diddy thongs. Y'all crazy. Oh, man. Hold on. I took my phone on here to charge for a minute. Let me take it back. Because it went down some. But I understand why people even put themselves in certain situation with this dude at all, because it would, you know, because I definitely wouldn't. I just wouldn't. Let's see here. What else we got with Diddy? We've been talking about Diddy for hours, so I got to move on in a minute. Hold on. Because we definitely got to talk about Karmelo. Let me go back to that real quick. So, okay, hold on. So, yeah, like I said, the defense rests their case in 30 minutes. And usually if they do that, if they didn't call any witnesses up, they must think they got a solid case, you know, because I don't understand why they would have done that if they didn't. I just don't. And so his defense attorney said this: Sean Combs is a complicated man, but this is not a complicated case. All right. And that's what defense attorney Tenny G said during an opening arguments of the trial. So let's see what they said here. They said the brief defense of the Combs team largely underscored a recurring theme that began with opening statements and continued throughout its cross-examinations during the government's case. Unconventional yet consensual relationships between empowered adults that were marked by jealousy, not coercion. Okay? And they said, while many of the key events in the prosecution case are not disputed, including an attack on then girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a Los Angeles hotel in 2016, caught on video, and other such instances of violence, Combs' team has painted a different picture of their meaning. Defense attorneys have admitted that Combs might be guilty of domestic violence and physical assault, but say he did not actually coerce or traffic anyone. And that's the same thing I just said. All right. Without calling any witnesses, the defense opted to admit evidence in order to make their case. They read several text messages of Cassie telling Combs she loved and appreciated him, including one message from 2017 in which she said she was happy to see how much their relationship had grown over time. Defense attorneys then presented a document pointing out minor inconsistencies in the testimony of many government witnesses, including Capricorn Clark, a former employee of Combs who testified under the pseudonym Maya, and Brianna Bogalane. All three women were close to Cassie during her relationship with Combs and corroborated her claims of violence and control. With that, the defense rested its case. This is nothing but domestic violence. I'm sorry. That's what I see. And that's why the defense team did not lie about any of this. We know that he beat the shit out of Cassie. We know that he was violent. Like the defense just said, domestic violence and what? Assault, right? Let me see, what did they say? Oh, physical assault. Okay, so like I said, if those charges right there, the physical assault, I don't know what he could get in state court with that, but that's where he should be at. Okay. So throughout cross-examination, the defense showed and asked Cassie about countless text messages in which she appears to be helping plan and coordinate the so-called freak-offs. Cassie responded that Combs expected her to set up and participate in these encounters, and she feared for her safety if she did not comply with this demands. But she didn't fear for her safety when she was leaving to go to Africa. She didn't fear for her safety when she was cheating. If a woman is scared of a man, she's going to be scared to cheat. Okay, let's keep it real. If a guy got you really scared, you're not going to be cheating. I'm sorry. No, you're not. She also fought him back too. Yeah. So in the 2016 hotel security video, she said it was taken while she was trying to flee a actual, freak off that had turned violent. Combs can be seen in the video coming up behind her as she approaches in an elevator lobby, hitting and kicking her and attempting to drag her back in the direction of their hotel room. So during opening arguments, Combs' defense attorney said that Sean was often involved in multiple romantic relationships at once, which stoked intense jealousy and competition between his girlfriends. And you can see that in the text messages too. The defense has argued this is the case of both. The defense has argued this in the case of both of Combs' former partners who have accused him of ex-trafficking. Cassie, who dated Sean until 2018, and Jane, a woman who was involved with Combs until he was arrested in his indictment in September 2024. Jane the same one he's still paying for her house mortgage. That's the same lady, right? Okay. Anyway, Jane said that Combs introduced hotel nights early into their relationship and said Combs pressured her to participate in these nights even after she told him she did not want to have sex with other men. The thing about it though, remember those text messages, okay? When she said she didn't want to do it, right? He said, well, okay, we can break up. But then that means that, I forgot how he put it, but he meant that he wasn't going to pay her bills anymore. And then she went on and did those freak offs. All right. So it's so many men play these games right here. And we women know this. You can be dating a guy. Some women do too. They play it too. Okay. Let me not leave them out. Okay. You could be dating a man or a woman, right? And you could be wealthy or just have a good job. And as soon as this woman don't do what you want them to do, or man or whatever, then you start taking stuff away. You stop giving that person money or as much money. You take things away. That's exactly what he was doing. So can we say that is coercion? Anyway, according to Combs' defense, both Cassie and Jane agreed to Combs' unconventional sexual fantasies because they wanted to grow closer to him and deepen their respective relationships. And that's true because they said that. Cassie said she did it because she thought it would make him, like her even more. Same thing with Jane. So during cross-examination of witnesses, they have asserted that the inclusion of other men in these activities was a part of a swingers lifestyle that unfurled in the privacy of Combs' bedroom. While prosecutors have gone through great lengths To describe the details of what Combs requested on these nights, numerous bottles of baby oil, candles, red lighting, and specific kinds of lingerie outfits for his girlfriends, Combs' defense attorneys emphasized that none of these things amount to illegal activities, and it just doesn't. And that's what I was trying to tell you guys. It just doesn't. They said, well, she said, Tenny said, you are not here to judge him for his extra preference. All right? That's what she told the jury at the start of the trial. So at the end of the government's case, prosecutors showed videos that seemed to be of Combs and Cassie on these nights. They are also showed explicit videos of Jane. The jurors were instructed to wear headphones, and privacy guards were implemented on their computer screens. The press and public were not allowed to observe these videos, which were admitted as sealed evidence. So if y'all get YouTubers or whatever up here saying they got the videos, they're lying. All right. While prosecutors showed short clips lasting between 30 and 60 seconds, defense attorney Tenny G requested to play longer selections of the videos, some of which lasted up to 5 minutes. The defense had argued that the videos are solid proof of willing actual activities between consenting adults. You don't hear anything about kids. You see what I'm saying? And that's the reason why Tenny wanted the videos played longer, because it shows more. If you just listen to 30 and 60 seconds, you're not going to see the whole picture. But if you watch 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you're going to see everything play out. You remember the first video that they did talk about, where they said that everybody in that video, Cassie, the other person, and Sean, all seemed to be enjoying themselves. They were there willingly. Cassie was the dominant one. Okay, let's see here. Anyway, the defense has argued. I already said that. Okay, so anyway, it is what it is. That's what they said. So I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Let's see what y'all say here. You said they are afraid of cross-examination of Diddy witnesses. I don't think so. Diddy flew them girls over state lines to be trafficked. That's crime. You know, honestly, ex-trafficking, it just don't involve going over state lines. You can just take them next door to your house. All right. And that's ex-trafficking. All right. And you can just take them. They can live around the corner from you, and you're bringing them around the corner to your house, and you paying them for X, and you giving them money. That could be considered ex-trafficking. We looked that up in detail. See, at first I thought it was the state line too. It could be around the corner. It could be within your own city or state or whatever. All right. And I don't know if he brought them here to be trafficked. Okay, I don't know if that's true. Yeah, he probably did. He had you driving to other states for work. You said you think he's guilty as, you know what? I don't know for sure. I mean, you know, everybody over here. See, one thing on my channel, you know, everybody can have their own opinions over here. You know, we don't discourage that. You know, I do think he's guilty of some things. I said that before. I definitely think, I know he beat the shit out of Cassie and maybe did some things to the other people as well. You know, I do. I'm going to tell y'all straight up, I believe that dangling over the balcony thing. I believe that girl. I really do. I believe he threw her up against that balcony and everything. You know, the wall, I believe all that. I believe that he definitely, we already know he definitely tried to fire people and not fire people. He did threaten to fire people, but that's not against the law, I don't think. It's not a RICO. Let me just put it like that. And he also did something, I'm trying to think what I was going to say. Yeah, when they didn't do what he wanted, like the girlfriends, because that was his girlfriends. When they didn't want to do certain things, that's when he would start, at least with Jane, he would start saying that, well, we can break up right now. And you know what I mean? I'm not going to pay your rent anymore. And she was already in the house. So she was already in the house, you know, so that's the reason why she continued to do the freak house, you know, at least that one that day or that night, because she didn't, you know, if she would have stopped, he wasn't going to pay her mortgage anymore. That mortgage was like, what did she say? $10,000 a month. So, like I said, he's just using the tactics that a lot of men use on women when they be rich. And I didn't say all, I said a lot of men. All right. So I don't know, guys. I just don't know. Right. None of these women with Diddy, like regular women, They came from somewhere else. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming in too. Make sure you come back. All right. What do you mean by this, Paulio? What do you mean by that? Okay, let's see what else I got for Diddy. What time is it? Oh, yeah, let me see, because we don't want to be on here till 12 o'clock tonight. So let me hurry up. Let's see. And so they are, like I just told you, they are going for mistrial again. All right. I think I'm going to show y'all this video. Let me show y'all this other video. Hold on, let me look at this real quick first. Hold on. Let me go back to that again. Let's see what they say here. So they moved for a Rule 29 motion for judgment. Hold on, of a acquittal on counts 1 through 5. So that's what they're going for. Okay. So let's see. Let's read this again. So they rested their case against Sean Diddy Combs. Soon after, the defense moved for a Rule 29 motion for judgment of acquittal on counts 1 through 5. Okay, so that's what they did. All right. Now let me see what this person is saying on this. Right, these women did stay and spoke highly of him all the damn time. You know, besides, like I said, when Cassie told him, when she said no, it means no. And then she got on his ass about fighting her. But these are normal. These are things that women do when they be in domestic violence type relationships. This is not a RICO. Okay, that's not a RICO right there. It's domestic violence and assault and everything that pertains to that. These people crazy in this comment section. They act like they know this man. It's not right. We don't know this man. We just know what they said, but we don't really know. And we also know people do stuff because of money. Because let's keep it real. How many of these women do you think would be with Diddy if he didn't have all this money? Let's keep it real. I met Diddy in person at a little function that we went to. He looked just like he looks right there on camera. He's just a little bit darker in person. All right. It's a little bit darker. So, I mean, a lot of these women would not be around him if he did not have all that money and power. Okay, let's keep that for real, for real. Now, let me show y'all this video real quick. They would not be even wasting their time with this dude if he didn't have all that money. Damn, this lady fell into a damn volcano. Oh, let me keep this story right here. Damn, lady. Did she pass on? An active volcano. So I'm pretty sure she did. That is crazy, man. Damn, people. Okay, let's go over here and get this little video here real quick. Let's see what they're talking about. Hurry up. See what they're saying.
After the prosecution rested their case, one of Diddy's attorneys, Alexandra Shapiro, came up and made a motion for a judgment of acquittal on all counts. She went count by count, explaining why they believe the prosecutors did not prove each alleged crime. The racketeering conspiracy count, she said that the prosecutors failed to show that anybody conspired with Diddy, saying there's at best thin proof that any of the other employees willingly participated in crimes with and for Mr. Combs. She said the exception was procuring small quantities of substances for his personal use. She also said his assistants didn't know much, if anything, about what went on between Mr. Combs and his girlfriends in the hotel rooms. Shapiro argued that Combs actually took steps to conceal the nature of actual activity he was engaging in from his employees. He said it was evident through the fact that Diddy, Cassie, and Jane booked entertainers and escorts instead of Diddy's employees. He also brought up text messages that were shown to the jury today where Diddy and Jane Doe would bring entertainers, but telling them to avoid Diddy's staff. Again, I say they were doing that because Cassie's lawsuit was already out, so it's the perfect example to show that something was happening publicly where Diddy didn't want this coming out either, and that's why he was being more secretive. But that's just my argument. Now, CNN did say that these motions are almost always denied. The judge still hasn't made a ruling on it, but let's continue. Alexandra Shapiro also argued that there's no evidence that KK, who was Diddy's chief of staff, knew or believed that Diddy's girlfriends were being coerced against their will. He said there's no evidence that KK participated in facilitating any crimes for Diddy except potentially substances for personal use. He argued that some messages showed Diddy sometimes lied to KK even though she was alleged to be his co-conspirator. He noted that the prosecutors alleged that the conspiracy began in 2004, but KK did not become significantly involved until around 2016. She also went on to say that the government did not prove trafficking charges related to Cassie, saying prosecutors failed to show that Diddy knowingly coerced Cassie into commercial acts. He said the jury did not see any text messages to Diddy that would indicate Cassie did not want to participate in the FOs. He tells the judge a person in Mr. Combs' position clearly would have understood that, on the contrary, she enjoyed the actual activity and did not feel coerced. He describes Diddy's relationship with Cassie toxic for many reasons and acknowledged that Diddy was regrettably violent towards her at times, but reiterated that the defense's argument that DV is not trafficking. He even argued that the evidence showed Cassie was not coerced by violence into participating in FOs, and that when Combs became violent with her during these events, she left. After all of this, the judge tells her he'll reserve his decision on the motion, so we don't know what he's going to decide. But again, usually this does get denied. The judge then asked Diddy how he was feeling. He says, "I'm doing great, Your Honor. I've been wanting to tell you thank you. You're doing an excellent job." The judge apparently chuckled and said, "Thank you, I appreciate it." The judge then asked him if he understood his right to not testify. He said, "Yes, Your Honor," and responded twice. The judge then asked if he had talked to his lawyer about testifying. He said, "That is solely my decision," and then added, "I mean, it's my decision with my lawyers." The judge then asked if he understood that it was his decision to make. He said, "Yes, my decision, I'm making it." I will have one more video today because they took a short break and now the defense is going to present their case. Again, they're not calling any witnesses, so I will let you know what happens once they do.
Okay.
After the prosecution rested their case, one of Diddy's...
So she did a good coverage. Okay, we already went over everything, but she said a little bit more things. So again, she explained it even more in detail, and I definitely agree with that. You know, I just don't see some of these things that they're talking about. It's more like, in my opinion, it's more like a domestic violence case. Okay, that's where he should be at. You know, domestic violence and assault, just like his attorney said. You know, otherwise I just don't see it. You know. All right, so let's see what else we got. Then we're gonna move on to Karmelo. Let's see here. I think that's it with this case today. Hold on. And one of Diddy's ex-bad boy artist, G-Dep, he supports him all the way as well. All right, he support Diddy. He said he is not one to judge. And let's see what he says. Let's see what he said. He said he cannot distance himself from his former mentor in good conscience, so he's supporting him outside the courtroom. All right. And I'm not going to go into this dude's life and all of that like they did in this article, because it's just irrelevant. All right. But he did just say he supports Diddy. All right. Point blank. All right. So, yeah, that's the whole recap of today's trial for Diddy. And tomorrow we'll recap that as well. You know, we'll go from there. All right. So we are going to move on from Diddy to Karmelo Anthony. Hold on for a second. Let me turn my music on. I forgot I had it off all this time. Let's go ahead and do Karmelo. We're going to let's put this up here. Okay. Y'all wake up. Y'all wake up. All right. We don't have that long to go. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. All right. So Karmelo Anthony, let me see what I did. What she said? Damn, Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish said that women who have 3 baby daddies have mental problems. Okay, so she's in trouble for saying that. Okay, just to let y'all know that. All right, so let's see here. Let's see what I did with this information. Hold on, y'all. Excuse me, I'm yarning and shit on the camera. I forgot. Okay, let's go down here to his. Okay. Anyway, Karmelo Anthony. So anyway, I mean, this is not anything out of the ordinary. We already figured that he would get charged, indicted and charged. Okay. He was charged with first-degree murder over the high school track meet stabbing. So they said the teenager who allegedly stabbed and unalived a 17-year-old at a high school track meet back in April has been officially charged with first-degree murder. All right. Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis announced the news earlier today, explaining a grand jury indicted Anthony earlier Tuesday. The 17-year-old athlete, as you know, has been accused of taking the life of Austin Metcalf during a dispute over a seat at the University Interscholastic League District 11-5A Championship on April the 2nd. Let me finish, keep reading. For weeks, Willis said in announcing the indictment, my team has been presenting evidence to the grand jury. Today, I summarized that evidence, and I asked the grand jury to return a first-degree murder indictment against Karmelo Anthony, which they did. With that indictment, he continued, the case now moves formally into the court system. From this point forward, we will continue doing our part, fully and fairly, to pursue justice under the law. The trial schedule will be set by the court, but when the time comes, we will be ready. And he also said that if Anthony is convicted, he faces up to life in prison. Now, Anthony's attorney, Mike Howard, issued a video response a short time after the indictment came down, and he stressed his client's actions were self-defense. All right. So let me see if I can let y'all hear what he said. Hold on. Let me turn this music off. Let me let y'all hear it real quick. Can't see it, but you can hear it.
Where'd you get those shoes?
We got to first let this commercial go off, okay? Let's let this commercial off first. And then we're going to let you hear Karmelo's attorney. I'm waiting for this ad to go off. They won't let you skip it. You got to watch the whole day on ad, you guys. They definitely do. Hold on, let's see. Here you go.
Karmelo Anthony is an expected and routine step in the legal process. An indictment
Let me see.
is a procedural step that happens in virtually every felony criminal case.
Right.
It's a document that lays out for both the prosecution and the defense what the prosecution must prove beyond a reasonable doubt in court. An indictment simply means that a grand jury, after hearing only the prosecution side of the story, determined that there was enough evidence to allow the case to move forward to court. That's all an indictment means. Karmelo and his family are confident in the justice system and the people of Collin County to be fair and impartial. Of course, Karmelo looks forward to his day in court. It's only in a trial that a jury will hear the full story, one that includes critical facts and context that the grand jury simply didn't get to hear. It's only in a trial that both sides get to present evidence and cross-examine each other's witnesses. This is why our justice system is based on the principle of a full and fair trial. That's because it's only in a trial that the full story can be heard and that impartial justice can be done. We expect that when the full story is heard, the prosecution will not be able to rule out the reasonable doubt that Karmelo Anthony may have acted in self-defense. Self-defense is a fundamental right guaranteed every American. The law is clear. When self-defense is raised by the facts, the law puts the burden squarely on the prosecution to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the citizen accused did not act in self-defense. The law does not expect or require the citizen accused to prove that they acted in self-defense. It's actually the opposite. The law requires the prosecution to rule out the reasonable doubt that the citizen accused may have acted in self-defense. We understand that this case has sparked strong reactions. Please remember that there are real human beings, kids, on both sides of this case. We ask that everyone do as the law requires and withhold judgment until all the evidence can be heard in court. We are confident that when all the facts are presented and the full story is heard, the jury will reach the right conclusion and justice will be done.
So let me stop this. So that's all. I don't have to say anything further. The lawyer just spoke. He just told you guys, and that's all needs to be said. He just said everything. This is to be expected. This happens in these type of cases. And in the trial, that's when all of the evidence will be seen. The grand jury did not see all of the evidence or anything, just what the prosecution presented. And so it is what it is. All right. So for all these bloggers running around here saying stuff and don't know what they're talking about, that's why you guys need to just tune into Shades too, because she's going to tell you the real over here. Okay. Period. So I'll be looking forward to Karmelo's day in court. And I do think he acted with using self-defense. And, hopefully, that's exactly what it is, point blank. And, my condolences are still expressed out to Austin's family, his friends and everything. And it's a sad situation that it happened and it turned out like this, because I'm still going to stick with what I originally said when I said that the coaches should have been called, point blank, by either one of those young men, period. All right. So, Austin would still be alive today if they would have went to get the coach, and Karmelo would not be in trouble and had to take his life or anything. If only they would have went to the coach and asked him and told him about the situation versus, doing how they did, point blank. All right. So that's all I'm going to say about Karmelo, because the lawyer already said everything. And I'm glad he got up there and he made that long statement and he explained the process and everything. All right. So it is what it is. That's it for Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. All right. So let me take their name down. It was simple. I didn't even, honestly, I didn't even look at that video. That was the first time I saw it. And when I saw him explain everything, I was like, there's no need for me to say anything else. It's already, he said everything. There's no need for me to say anything. The lawyer said everything that needed to be said. And blessings to Karmelo's family as well, and to him as well, with this case and everything. All right, so let me go ahead and give y'all a couple of breaking news stories, and then we are getting ready to get out of here. We're doing good timing tonight. So let me tell you about that story I'm just looking at real quick. All right, so a tourist, you guys, fell into an active volcano. That's crazy. This is her right here. So let's see what happened here. 26-year-old. She tumbled into an active volcano in Indonesia after she was abandoned by a local hiking guide. So this girl is Brazilian. She slipped and fell down a cliff Saturday morning from a trail that overlooks Mount Rinjanis. famous crater lake. She descended deep into the volcano, but drone footage confirms she survived. She survived, you guys, more than 1,000 foot slide. Damn. So they did monitor her using a drone in a position stuck on a rock cliff at a depth of 500 meters and motionless. So this is her in it. Let me show y'all. Hold on. That's like 1,600 feet. So she did slip further into the volcano since her initial fall on Saturday. Did they get her out yet? This is her right here. Damn. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. Let me see. Damn, she's still in that volcano, y'all. Hold on. That's why I said I didn't need to say anything else. And when lawyers explain stuff good, vloggers don't need to say shit because these vloggers are not lawyers. That's why I said I don't need to say anything else. He said it all. All right. Let's see. So they say her condition remains unclear on day 3 of her being in the volcano. But the BBC reports rescuers heard screams for help on Saturday. A massive rescue mission is underway, but attempts to reach her by helicopter were called off due to poor weather. And then some hikers also tried to get her as well. So they did pull back to a safe position. Damn, is she still alive? This girl is still in the volcano, you guys. Damn, she's still in this volcano. Let's see, it's a whole day and they advanced only 250 meters below. They were 350 meters left to reach Juliana, and they retreated. Her family said of rescue efforts in a statement on Instagram. Once again, another day. We need help. We need the rescue to reach her urgently. Yeah, this girl, you only can stay down there for so long without water. The food, you can go a longer amount of time, but water is not that long. So they did say 2 well-experienced mountaineers from the area are headed to the scene where Juliana's is. They also have some specialized equipment too. She fell into that volcano around 6:30 a.m. local time on Saturday. They said she got very tired, during her hike and asked her guide to stop for a while. Ultimately, the guide decided to continue on without her. This is her right here. This is sad. Let's see here. Hold on, where we at right here? Damn, girl. Let me see her little pictures. She's doing all these things and shit. Oh, this is her right here too. Okay. Damn, girl. Let's see. The guy should be in trouble. They just left that girl like that. They said that the Indonesian officials have provided conflicting updates about her, including a false claim that she has been reached and provided with food and water. Damn. They said we are living in a nightmare here. Shit, that girl is living in a nightmare. I doubt she's alive too. I hate to say it. Damn, all this time since Saturday. The day is what, Tuesday, Wednesday? What is the day? The day is Wednesday. It's Tuesday still here though. Damn, this girl just fell right in that damn volcano, y'all. That's sad. It's a beautiful place. Damn, girl. Sad, sad, sad. Let's see. She was traveling a lot of different places and stuff, doing all these little dancing things and stuff. I don't know if I can show these pictures because they're gonna be saying this like nudity, but it's not. She's got on her swimsuit. Damn, that's sad. They can't reach her. She's been down there for 3 days. Let me see how long you can go without water. Let's see. Hold on. They said she didn't make it, although her body was recovered. I don't know. What? These people are crazy in these conversations. I'm not even going to read this. These people are crazy as hell, okay? Okay, so let me see how long you can stay down there without. I forget how many days you can do without water. Let me check to see. Damn, she's been there for 3 days. They think she descended further too. Without water, let's see. Hey, Sable, you came back finally, huh? 3 days, y'all. Damn. Hopefully they put them some water down there somehow. And some food. I don't know, y'all. Hopefully she's still alive. Who knows? That's sad. Damn. Food is 7 days, I think. Let's see how long it is for food. 3 days without water. But food, yeah. No, you can survive 1 to 2 months without food. As long as you have water. Okay? Damn. He said some dude is saying they dropping some Diddy charges. I don't know if it's true. Gotta go check for sure. I hope not. Don't quote me. Gotta research. I gotta look to see. Thank you for telling me, Custom Costumes. That's what I'm saying. If it did rain to get down to that volcano, but it's an active volcano, right? So what does an active volcano mean? Let me see. That it can explode anytime? Or it's exploding inside? I don't know what it is. And active. Damn, girl, you fell inside of a damn volcano. Oh yeah, just like I said, one that is currently erupting or has the potential to erupt in the near future. Damn. Oh man, this girl fell down a damn thing, man. That's sad. Anyway, my prayers are with her and her family, and I hope that she is still alive and they get that girl out. I really do. That is sad, man. Damn, 3 days down there, and she could have got hurt, all types of stuff. Go back to her thing. That's crazy. 26 years old. And that was this came out yesterday, which is Monday. So today is Tuesday. Let me see if they got any updated information on this girl. Let's see. I should have asked Gemini, but Gemini don't be working all the time. Right. Let's see real quick. Oh my God. What time is it? Let me hurry up. 11 o'clock, we're going to be out of here, so let me hurry up. They got it all on YouTube, everything. Let's see. I don't have anything updated. It's 13 hours ago. Oh, 13 hours ago. Another lady fell into one of those active volcanoes too. A 31-year-old woman, she fell 250 feet into an active volcano. Her name, she was Chinese. She was on a guided tour with her husband when this happened. This happened back in 2024 in April. Damn. Let's see if this girl's been. Aw, they did find her, y'all. She was found unalive on Tuesday. Aw, that's damn sad, man. Goodness. She was in there for 4 days. Okay. That's the same girl, Juliana, right? Marins. She was found passed on Tuesday. Today she was found. And she was in that volcano. Let me make sure this is the right lady. Damn. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, she was found unalive today by a search team. She was in there for 4 days, okay? So she was trapped on a rocky cliff inside of the volcano. Okay. And they was able to reach the spot where she was. She probably wondered, because she was alive when she fell, because she was screaming. Maybe because she ran out of water. Damn. Yeah. Let me see what they say right here. Yep, she did not survive. Damn, girl. 48 people were looking for her. So she fell on Friday. Okay. And they lied when they said they gave her food and warm clothing. Let me see it. They say at first it was reported that she had already received food and warm clothing. And a drone captured images of her. But a few hours later, the situation changed. She did not receive any assistance. She had moved from the spot where she was last seen, and she was missing again. Damn. I wonder if she slipped, she fell farther. Okay. That's why she moved. That's what I wondered. So she was trapped on a rocky cliff and appeared motionless. So she, you know what, she may have fell again, right? And then when she fell again, she hit that rocky cliff and passed on from that. Or because she didn't have any water or anything, she passed on from no water. They said that area was difficult to access, both for climbers and helicopters, and the search team had to be suspended multiple times due to bad weather. That's sad. Well, my condolences to our family and friends and stuff, and my prayers are extended out to them. That's a sad situation. Goodness. Gotta be careful out there. I got to look and see about Diddy in a minute. Just hold on. Let me just finish doing this breaking thing because it's almost 11 o'clock. And let me see what else I got. That's sad. And so in that Lake Tahoe accident, and that'll be the last story I give you guys tonight. Let's see. Did y'all hear about that? Where the boat capsized on Lake Tahoe over the weekend? It was a 27-foot vessel. It had about 10 people on it. All right. So it was a sudden storm and a wave height that reportedly reached 8 feet. 2 passengers were rescued, and taken to a local hospital for treatment. And then the other passed on, the other 8. Let's see. You have 5 people from California and 3 from New York. The deceased victims were aged 63 and over, with the exception of a 37-year-old on board. That's sad. And that person's name is Josh Pickles, who was an executive at DoorDash. That's sad, you guys. Damn. The other victims are Paul Bozanovich, 71, from Redwood City, California. Terry Pickles, that must be the other guy's dad, 73, from Redwood City, California. Joshua and Tony Pickles, 37. That's the one that's the DoorDash executive from San Francisco, California. So he must be related, must be a son or something to Terry. Peter Bays, 72, from Lincoln, California. Timothy O'Leary, 71, from Auburn, California. And Teresa Giulieri, 66, from New York. And we got James Guck, 69, from New York. And then Stephen Lindsay, 63, from Springwater, New York. Sad situation, you guys. So let's see. They were on board the 27-foot Chris Craft boat the afternoon of Saturday, June the 21st, when a storm prompted 8-foot swells that caused the vessel to capsize, according to the U.S. Coast Guard. It's unclear whether any of the boaters were wearing life jackets. 6 bodies were recovered from that afternoon, with the 7th victim found the evening of June the 22nd and the 8th on June the 23rd. That's sad. So that lake is a freshwater lake in the Sierra Nevada range. It's straddling the border between Nevada and California. It trails only the Great Lakes in total water volume and is renowned for its clarity. So they said the majority of its surface area, including the site of the boat incident or accident, is in California. Anyway, my prayers and condolences are expressed out to all of the victims' families and friends. And may the victims rest in peace, you guys. That's sad. All of these victims that I talked about tonight. Damn, a sudden storm. That's why I don't like boats. Man, that's why I do not like boats. A sudden storm, 8 feet waves. And definitely anybody hiking should have a GPS. You got that right. Gosh, both of these stories are very, very sad, you guys. Okay, so anyway, that'll be it for the breaking news. Let me go ahead and look and see if they say anything about Diddy, some of them charges real quick. Let's see. Look at this man going crazy. Hold on. Being racist. Let's see what these racist ass was saying. Let's see what he was saying real quick. So he's an Amazon driver in Los Angeles. He had a racist meltdown after he was locked behind a parking lot gate during his deliveries. So what did he say? So on his way out, the gate refused to unlock, leaving him locked inside the parking lot. Okay, so he said this toward a black tenant who he mistakenly assumed was the property manager. In the video, the man can be heard hurling racist insults and threats at the black resident, at one point warning them, I swear to you know what, you better watch your effing back. Now he getting ready to lose his damn job with his stupid ass. So this the dude right here. I don't know why these idiots always be saying racist shit and be at work. That's the most stupidest thing in the world to do. You shouldn't even be doing it at all, because now in these days, people will find out where you work at. They call your boss and show them the video. He's stupid as hell, man. I'm not going to lie. He really is. He said, you locking people in the gate? I ought to sue you. That's kidnapping. I don't know what he said. He said, can I keep people hostage? I'm going to fire you. Okay. So what did he say racist, though? Let me see. They're not going to put that there, huh? Let's see. Let's see if they got the video.
For us, every
These
day
damn
is refreshing.
ads.
Whether it's delivering an order
What
to a
time is? We
friendly
need to
customer
hurry up.
or
Shit, we only
setting
got
up a new
6
dispenser,
minutes.
we make staying hydrated effortless.
Oh.
High quality, great tasting water, convenient delivery.
Okay, hurry up
always
these
refreshing.
ads. I want to hear what this man said. So let's see.
Who drove onto the National Mall, speeding on gravel paths and even doing donuts.
This is not the right one, stupid.
Hundreds of people were out enjoying Saturday night. That's where we find Fox 5's David
They will
Kaplan.
never have the right stories.
Was actually able to get away. Fox 5 speaking with Paul Newbert today.
No, this is not the right one.
Driving on any grass areas.
These stupid ass people got the wrong story up here, y'all.
He recorded.
Hold on, let me go to the Amazon. Maybe I can find. Let me see if I can find it on TikTok real quick. Let's see if we can find it on TikTok. We probably can't. And then we can show it from there real quick. Let's see if we can see it on TikTok real quick. Let's turn this music on. I got to hurry up though. Damn. Let's go on TikTok and see if we can find it. Okay, hold on. I want to see what this man said. Okay, let's see. Let me type it over here. Okay, let's see. What did he say? Okay, let's hold on. Amazon driver. Let's see. Let's see if they got it on here. Is this him right here? This can't be the one. This is Dave. Nope, that's not him. That's not it. Is this one right here? Let me see if this is the one. Oh yeah, this is him. Did I stop the share? Hold on. Let me stop it. I want y'all to see this. Let me share this. Hold on, let me share this. Present, share screen, share screen. Okay, let's see this real quick.
You hear me? You locking people in the gate. I'll sue you. You know that kidnapping? You cannot keep people hostage.
He is saying,
I swear to God, you better watch your back.
he don't got no job now.
The driver followed a tenant into the parking area, then got stuck when he couldn't get out. Then his white Amazon delivery driver threatened an African-American female tenant with violence. The building manager says he tried contacting Amazon to file a complaint. He says no one from Amazon responded.
Amazon simply does not have an avenue that things like this can be reported in good faith by community residents. They just don't have an avenue to do so.
Anytime their drivers are sending racist
Damn.
threats of violence against tenants, it's unacceptable. And the fact they have ignored meeting requests, they need to come forward and at least meet with us to hear our concerns.
Community activist Najee Ali is now involved in demanding a meeting with an Amazon rep. We reached out to Amazon and a spokesperson sent us this response. It reads, the behavior exhibited in this video is unacceptable. Our team is investigating what occurred and will take appropriate action. A driver making deliveries for Amazon's accused of going on a racist tirade while he
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out why this lady right here thinks this is so damn funny. Know why she laughing, because I don't see a damn thing funny except her picture. That's about it. But I mean, I don't know. It's plainly crazy. Okay. But anyway, he just lost his job, whether he's a contractor or whatever, he won't be doing it for Amazon anymore. Period. That's stupid. Sometimes they don't be thinking when they be doing dumb shit like that. It's dumb as hell. Goodness. Today in this time, you cannot you cannot be out here saying racist stuff, because even if the people don't see you, if anybody get it on camera and put it on YouTube or anywhere like that, damn, the public could be finding out where you work at and calling your job. So I don't know why they be doing all this stupid stuff. I just don't. Let me see if we see anything with Diddy. And then we are getting ready to get out of here. Y'all, let me just check real quick. Any more updates? That could be true. It may not be true. I don't know. And you said you already checked, Jermaine, right? Let me double check. It's probably not true. Let's see. The only thing that's been dropped, maybe the person that what's the name was watching, maybe he's talking about these charges. Okay, some of the charges against Sean Diddy Combs have been dismissed or dropped in various lawsuits and legal proceedings. Specifically, a judge dismissed a $30 million lawsuit against him. Additionally, several sexual assault lawsuits against Combs have been settled, dropped, or dismissed. So that's what they may be talking about. None of the charges in the criminal case has been dropped, though. None of those. Okay, this is only the civil. Let's see. Let's make sure. So yeah, I don't think so. Okay, not of yet. I mean, it could change tomorrow. I don't know, but as of yet, no, I don't think so. Besides the civil stuff. Now, some legal experts said that while the prosecution presented a compelling case, a conviction on all counts is not assured. Okay. So remember, he's facing charges of racketeering, the prostitution, and X trafficking. All right. So those are all of the things he's facing. Okay. So that's it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow, with another Diddy recap and what else? What I can't even talk about any other news topic I want to talk about or whatever. We'll talk about that as well tomorrow too. Y'all don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notifications so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. And make sure you share and leave a comment as well. All right. And y'all don't forget, if you want to show additional support for this channel, you can do a super sticker, super chat, or a membership for $4.99 per month, or you can do a Cash App donation to $Shades2. I think that's it, you guys. Y'all have a good night. Thank you to Jermaine. Let me go ahead and call your name, Jermaine. Thank you so much for being here. Custom Costumes. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope to see you again as well. Paul Bunyan, thank you for being here. And I'm sure you'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully so. And let's see who else. Tony Vance was up in here. Tony, have a good night at work, okay? I know you at work working and stuff, but thank you for dropping by, showing support like always. Most Hated was in my other live. Let's see who else came over. Somebody else came over. I'm trying to find out the name. Hold on. Queen Shay, thank you so much, honey. Good night, honey. Thank you for stopping by. And let's see who else. Somebody else's name up here. Let me make sure. And yesterday, I forgot to tell Custom Costumes. I think I already told you, thank you, but I'll tell you again in case I forgot. Because I'll be saying names and we forget what I said. I forgot to tell Young Riz yesterday, thank you for being there as well. I mentioned everybody else's name and stuff is. And if I missed anyone, thank you, and I'm sorry for missing your name. All right? Thanks to everybody in the bushes, everybody watches this in replay. Let me go ahead and take all this down real quick, guys. So we are getting ready to go out with 2 songs. And that's going to be it for tonight. Well, actually, for one, since the other person wasn't acting up, I won't play his song. Only when he acts up is when I play his music. Other than that, I won't play it. I mean, I like the other one. I like all of them, but the other one be jamming. But as long as when he mentions my name, my actual name. Well, he did mention my name the other day, but I already did something back for that one. But when he mentions my name, I'm going to play his little music that we made for him. Okay? But since I didn't hear him mention my name today, I won't be playing it. All right? I'll just play my outro. All right? So until tomorrow, y'all have a good night and a blessed Wednesday. And I'll see y'all later on with another reaction tomorrow morning. And then another late night owl talk time. Y'all check out my YouTube shorts where I do mini Dollar Tree hauls, and you can catch me dancing or playing with my cats or whatever. And check out my Dollar Tree haul and check out my moving vlog. I show my living room, so check that video out as well. All right. Good night, y'all. Have a blessed night and see y'all later. Okay. Let me go ahead and put this up here. It takes me a long time to find all this stuff, y'all. There's a lot of shit up here. Okay, so I have to go through all this. Okay, I already got that up there. All right, y'all. Peace out. Let me turn this music off and go ahead and put my outro on. Shay is getting ready to go take a shower and go lay down. I'm tired. Good night, y'all. Probably talk on the phone for a minute. Good night, y'all. Let me get this up here. Here we go. Oh, I got the wrong thing up, y'all. This girl is nutty as hell, y'all. Oh my gosh, look at this in the background. Something is wrong, y'all. What the hell up the waterfall thing? I mean the water. Okay, now let me get the right song. Something is not right, y'all. Damn, I be hitting the wrong thing. It's like I be asleep up here. Okay, here we go, y'all. Good night.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Mic hot, crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let game, back again. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tube, she back again. Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah.